Hello guys, this is Chinwendu here, and today I will be talking about how to live a healthy lifestyle. Health is one of the most important aspects of our well-being, so it is a very important topic. So what happens most times is that we leave everything about our health to our doctors. But no, there are some habits, there are some lifestyles you can inculcate into your life to enable you live a very healthy lifestyle. For instance, since I started some of the practices I'm going to talk about here, I have not had any reason to take any drug in 3 years, except once that something happened to me that I was taken to the hospital and they said it's malaria. So but I found out that it's not malaria, it was because of the green tea I was taking. So it severely, like, I can't explain what it did to me, but what happened was that it made me to be extremely dizzy. I was not able to stand erect. Every time I had to hold something and I was just lying down all through. So it happened to me 2 times. As a matter of fact, the first one I was not able to make the connection between the green tea and what happened to me. It was the second time that it happened, after about a month of the first one, that I was able to make the connection. So I threw away the tea, and since then I've not had that issue. So our health is very important. So the practices we imbibe into our lives can help enhance our lives, our health, or um, it can also bring some health issues. So making a healthy lifestyle is a kind of preventive measure, and also a kind of a way to curb or bring down whatever that might be happening to you already. So I am a fan of looking at things holistically. Like, what we do most of the time is, when we are in pain, we just take drug to numb the pain. We don't look at the root cause of the pain. So this is why what I do is, if I'm feeling pain in any area of my body, I will just check through self-reflection or body reflection, if you like, to see if I did something earlier that is causing the pain, or maybe what I ate or anything. So before any other thing, knowing what else to do, whether I'm gonna just rest or do anything in order for the pain to go away. So I would suggest that you always look at the root cause and not just numb the pain. So this is not an expert's advice. It's just me trying to tell you what I do to stay healthy, and that, just sharing my own journey. That's it. So I'm going to share 9 tips that will help you, that I practice in my own life, that you can imbibe into your own life, that might help you in some way. So number one is, keep your environment clean. It is very important for us to maintain a a clean environment. You don't need much to do. Just sweep, dust, wash your clothes, wash your plates. Don't always allow your plates to stay overnight. Just clean up everywhere and make sure that your house is always clean on daily basis, and that will reduce heavily germs around your house, and that will enhance your health also. So number two is what you eat. Why I'm laughing is because I like food. I don't know about you, I like food a whole lot. So, but what you eat, as you may have heard that food is drug, is very important. So sometimes we don't make the connection between what happens to us sometimes and what we eat. And that was the what I said earlier about the green tea. I've been taking that green tea for a very long time, but after, well, I've taken it for years, that particular brand, But what happened was that before I had that incident made that took me to the hospital, I started noticing some movements inside my brain at the back of my head here, but right inside my brain. But I couldn't place where it was coming from, and I was working then, and I was really under stress. So I concluded that maybe it could be stress. So what happened was I started sleeping more than I used to sleep before. So, but it didn't stop. Then one night, because I do take the green tea almost every night before I go to sleep, then that thing happened to me early in the morning, and I was rushed to the hospital. So I couldn't make that connection between the green tea and what happened to me until the second time it happened. It was a terrible situation that I was gasping for, like I was trying to hold on to life with every strength that I had. It wasn't a pleasant situation at all. So it happened, and I learned my lessons that day, to always be body aware, to not to ignore any sign at all I noticed in my body. So food we eat is very, very important. Some can harm us. Okay, for instance, early last year, I was always, because I was working, I was always busy, so I was always taking oats. So I noticed that it was doing something to me. I can't even explain it, but it makes my body very, very uncomfortable. But I did not also make the connection between the oats and what was happening to me until later. And when I was able to make that connection, I stopped the oats, and that particular thing stopped. So I'm also someone that reacts to milk. So I had to stop taking milk too much. I just take milk occasionally now, and that's it. So I made a lot of changes, especially some foods that my body does not like or accept. I stopped forcing my body to accept them, and since then I've been feeling very good, and I've been feeling all right, and I no longer really add weight that much and everything. So what you eat is very, very important. So what enters your body, whether drinks, maybe, or or like alcohol, or what you smoke, they are all very, very important. They have one effect or the other on your body. So it's you have to really be body aware to know what happens when you take whatever it is that you take. For me, I don't take alcohol, not because of anything, but because it does not, my body does not like it. If I take alcohol, I will just be useless, and I will start having heartburn. So my friends will always be like, take alcohol, take alcohol. I'll tell them, I'm an adult. I know what I want and what I don't want. I can't take something that will go home and be dying. So it's of no use. It doesn't make sense to me. So I think you just have to know what your body agrees with and what your body does not agree with, and go with those things. Respect your body. You just have to respect your body. Respect it, because it takes the body, as they say in church, it takes the body to carry the spirit. So if you don't treat your body temple well, how can it carry your spirit? So you have to respect your body very, very well. So number 3 is what you take in, the kind of information you take in. This one looks somehow, right? But there is a big connection between the kind of information you take in and how you feel most of the times. There are some information you will take in and you will come under stress immediately. There are some information you will take in and it will just upset your emotions immediately. So in order not to constantly put yourself under that kind of stress, then the best thing to do is to be very, very intentional about the kind of information you consume. For me, I don't just consume any kind of information. I'm very, very intentional about the kind of information I consume. I would like to consume something that will be uplifting to me, something that will enhance my life, or something that will add to me in some ways. But there are some information you will consume, and you will just be sad all day. So you just have to know how to manage that area of your life. It's very, very important. So the next thing is also to look at what you feel. Number four, what you feel. So you know what you feel, like your thoughts, your emotions, your memories, all those things that happen within us, they are very, very important. So are your thoughts always towards the negative side? Are you always down emotionally? Are you always moody? Why I laughed is like, remember when I was growing up as a teenager, I was always moody, but now it doesn't happen to me again. So are you always moody? Those are the things you have to consider. So it is your work, it is your duty as a human being to always check in with yourself to see what is going on there. Are you always sad? Then you have to check your thoughts, how your thoughts are and everything. And I know how things are in the world now, especially here in Nigeria. A lot of people are passing through hard times, and sometimes it can lead to being sad, depressed and all that. But I can assure you that there is always hope. There is always hope. That's all I have to say about that for now. So, but you check in with yourself to see what is happening there. But this, if you're looking to improve your life, you have to always put your thoughts on positive things, just like the Bible encouraged us through Paul. You should focus your thoughts on things that are lovely, things that are of good report and all that. So that is how you keep your health intact in that area. So number 5 is stress. Stress. Most of these things I've been talking about, studies have shown how they connect to our health. Then stress is a big one. We already know how stress affects our lives, and a lot of people are always under stress. Sometimes it's not our making, it's just maybe because of the environment we are in and everything. Remember back then when I was working, I was always under stress. Sometimes I will wake up in the morning and I will just be angry for nothing. No matter how much I try to control the anger, I won't be able to control it. And I was working in the sales and marketing department, so that means I have to meet customers and all that. So I just have to learn how to keep the whole thing aside and deal with my customers authentically, and with happiness and smile and laugh and everything. So it was not easy then. So stress is real. Stress is very real. So if you are aware that you cannot really avoid stress at the moment, you just have to find a way to minimize it. What I did then was, because I work every day, 247 every day, that I don't work in the night. So what I did then was, I always, what I do, I work in the daytime, then use the night hours for my personal things, like maybe reading books or writing or anything. So what I did was to minimize those my personal things I do, so that I'll get more sleep, and that way I was able to minimize stress. So I was also able to minimize stress by like moving away from jobs that were not mine, that I was doing before. So anyway, I can avoid whatever work that I'm not supposed to do that I was doing before. I started avoiding them and all that. So you just have to find a way to minimize your stress, because we already know how much stress can affect our health and all that. So the next one is exercise. That one, I do exercise. Sometimes when I'm faithful to myself, I exercise 7 days a week, but sometimes I don't. There are days I'll wake up and I won't feel like it, and then I won't do it. So, but what I do most times is that I make sure I exercise at least 4 5 times a week. But what I do mainly is yoga. So sometimes I exercise, sometimes I do yoga, but I do yoga most of the time. So it's good for you to move your body all the time. So it is not news that it keeps us healthy. So what I am doing here is not that I'm telling you something new. I'm just a kind of reminding you and also encouraging you that it is something that can be done. So you just have to make our time. How I structured my own time is that I wake up and I do my meditation, my prayers, and all that. The next thing, I'm sliding on my mat to do my yoga, then having my births and starting my day and all that. So you just have to figure out a better way that works for you so that you can know how you manage your time and inculcate this thing. Even if it's for 15 minutes, it's okay. I sometimes I time myself, sometimes I don't. I just flow with my body and everything. So it is very, very, very important. You just have to find time and put it in. And you know, one thing I found out is that whenever I do it, my day flows better to me, if on my own observation, than when I just wake up and I jump into work immediately. So I find out that those days I jump into work immediately, I will just be doing work from a kind of compulsion of meeting deadline or doing this one, doing that one, doing this. But when I exercise, when I just flow into it like that, my day flows that way. I flow into the next, and all that. So you just have to find what works for you and go into it. So the next one is drinking of water. I don't know the number it is again. Drinking of water. We already know that. So this is just me encouraging you to start drinking a lot of water. There are sometimes I just end up with headache. So what I do is I drink a lot of water and the headache will disappear. And I haven't had catarrh in a long while, but the last time I had it, I drank a lot of water, and did my affirmations. The next day it disappeared. Like, it didn't continue. So water helps a lot. I love water personally. I love water. I drink a lot of water. And some people do a kind of, in order to help themselves drink a lot of water, they keep water around them, or they just tell themselves, I'm going to drink so quantity of water, so days, so time, and all that. So maybe you can do that if that helps you. But naturally, I drink a lot of water, so I don't need to regiment it or put water around me in order to remember to drink water. So you just know, find out from your own routine, from your own life, what works for you and how it will work for you better, and go about doing it that way. So the next one is rest. That one, I used to find it very difficult to rest, because I have that thing within me that is like always telling me that rest means being lazy. So but it's no longer that way. Since I resigned from my job, I have learned how to really relax and rest. And there is this quote I saw one day on Instagram, that if you will not pick a day to rest, your body will pick it for you. And you know, when your body picks for you, it won't be a day. Your body might pick days. So that thing, those deadlines you've been trying to meet up with, all those things. So if your body eventually picks a day for you, just know that it's not going to pick a day for you, it's going to pick days for you. So what now happens to the deadlines? So what I do in my work that I do now is, when I wake up in the morning, I already know the things I will do that day, so I write them down. So what I do is that if I'm not able to finish something, I just carry it over the next day and start from there, continue from there. So I don't kind of put myself under that heavy pressure that I must finish it, though sometimes I still slide back into that. But I just remember when I get myself, I snap out of it and tell myself to relax and all that. So you just have to find time to rest. It's not enough to just sleep. Sleep is a form of rest, but it's not just enough. Sometimes you just have to pick a day or maybe weekends, depending on when you have time, to just rest, be with yourself, and don't do anything, just be with yourself. I had someone calling it divine laziness. Just be with yourself, don't do anything that day. Rest, truly rest, and recalibrate, as they always say, and you will find that you will be more productive even the following week or the following day. Rest is very, very, very important. So if you're looking to improve your life, you have to make these changes. So of all these things I mentioned here, my greatest one is what you eat. So don't say that a particular disease runs in your bloodline. I believe that you can change the trajectory of your own life with making some lifestyle changes, especially some of these things I mentioned, then mainly in what you eat. So if you eat what they eat, you will have what they had. But if you make some changes, chances are that you may avoid some of the things they had. So don't just conclude that, oh, because it runs in your bloodline, that means that's how it has to be. Remember that study by Dr. Bruce Lipton that said that about epigenetics, that the environment, that is nurture, can override the gene. So nurture can override nature. So your environment can override your gene. So you may have inherited it, but what you do can change a whole lot of things. So you can be a pattern breaker. You can decide that particular thing ends there, that it won't cross over to your children. So you can just make these heavy life changes and change your life. It's very, very, very possible. Very, very, very possible. So this is it about how to how to live a healthy lifestyle. And for you to make the most of what I said about what we eat and body awareness, I shot a particular video about it, so I'll add a link in the description box below. I'll add a link in the description box below. And if you like this video, please like it, share and comment, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Bye.